President Zelensky in England today, meeting with a bunch of European leaders, posted a video, this is number 7, Sam, saying the meetings went quite well. Number 7.
You're a real guest.
I'll let you know.
You just forget you know you. I'll sit them so. Shall we start? Yeah.
So he didn't say the meetings went well, but this is the video he posted. You can see a lot of chumminess. Now, when asked about the plan, the current plan, he said something that seems to validate the president's point of view, that Zelensky's not super enthusiastic. This is a headline. Sam, I don't know the number, but I know you've got it. It's a headline about what he says about the plan, and this is not a surprise or a deviation from his longstanding position, but it does suggest this plan's not going anywhere. Zelensky rules out ceding land to Russia, refusing to bow to Putin or Trump. Ukrainian president said his country would not give up territory, not to hasten peace talks, not to satisfy Washington, and not under pressure from Moscow. Here's the Polymarket. We asked our colleagues at Polymarket where their bettors stood on this question of would there be a ceasefire by the end of the year. This morning I said I was pretty bullish on a deal. That was before President Zelensky spoke out. I was reading the body language out of Florida. Here's the Polymarket Russia and Ukraine ceasefire this year. Polymarket wagers have it down to 5%. As you can see, it's been as high as close to 20% just a few days ago, but down to 5%. Senator, can you make a bullish case for a deal, or are you also bearish like the Polymarket bettors?
Well, I just think you've got to look at what Ukraine's been through. You got to look at what Zelensky's been through and the people of Ukraine's been through. And you got to ask yourself, what's this country about? Is this country about democracy anymore, or do we just not give a damn? Because that's what Ukraine was fighting for, is for democracy. They want to be like us. They want freedoms. They want privacy. They don't want the thumb of the old bear sticking over the top of them, Putin. And I think to kowtow to Putin in any way is silly. And you've got an incredible dynamic leader like Zelensky that wants to have their country be a democratic nation, and we're gonna kowtow to the dictator who's got a history, a lifetime of doing some serious crap. And I could say a lot worse than crap, by the way, that goes against people's ability to be free and have privacy and have dignity. And so, man, I'll tell you what, I'm not a warmonger. Some fights in this world that are worth fighting for, and we haven't lost one person in that fight. And Russia invaded them not for any other reason, because just that they wanted to reunite the USSR. This is crazy stuff that the United States is going down this road, being on the side of Putin instead of being on the side of freedom.
Senator, before the governor comes in, just to ask you, we haven't lost a person, but we've lost billions of dollars.
We've lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
But Russia has always been, since I was a first grader in school, our primary opponent. And that war has degraded them like no other war that they have been in. And it's been done by a country that understands freedom and is willing to give their lives for it. And yet we're turning around and we're negotiating with the guy and keep kowtowing to his side of things. I'm talking about Putin.
Yeah.
It's not the right thing to be doing for this country. And have we lost our soul or what?
Senator, if there was a plebiscite in North Carolina, more money for Ukraine, up or down vote, how do you think it would come out?
How do I think it would come?
I'm asking the senator governor for North Carolina. Governor.
I don't know. I just don't know, because people are reading the.
All right, I'll write the ballot measure for you. You tell me how this would come out on the ballot for North Carolina voters. The U.S. government has $20 billion. It can go for schools and roads in North Carolina, or it can go to Ukraine for their military.
Oh, well, that type of loaded question,
yeah.
You know how it would come out.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
All right. But don't you think most North Carolinians would sort of see it that way at this point, or no?
Well, the America First, as we heard on 60 Minutes last night, would probably win with that type of framing of the question. You can maybe frame the question another way. Yeah. Because that's what we call a loaded question in a survey.
Understood. Understood. But I'm doing it as a poll.
But I'll tell you right now, I'm probably more with the senator, and I had the honor to know Ronald Reagan, meet him. At least he didn't know me, but I met him several times. And Margaret Thatcher, I had the honor to sit next to when I was mayor a long, long time ago. I think they're rolling around in their graves right now. I come from the theory of peace through strength and the evil empire. That's what I grew up with. Maybe I'm I'm a has-been now with that philosophy, but I think it worked back in the 70s and 80s and even early 90s. And I'm worried about trusting a guy whose role model was Stalin.
Yeah. First, a word from our sponsors at Cozy Earth, who are having a sale so crazy, Eddie thinks it's crazy. That's how crazy it is. 40% off everything on the Cozy Earth site. Your blankets, your sheets, your bubble cuddle blanket, your shirts, and of course, the pants. Today, again, email from one of the members of the two-way community from a lady said, I bought the pants for my husband, and I love the way he looks in them, and he doesn't much care about them, but believe me, they're the best pants he's ever owned, and she's getting him another pair for Christmas. Shh, don't tell. All the things on the Cozy Earth website right now available to the two-way community at 40% off. Give the gift of everyday luxury this holiday season. Head to CozyEarth.com. Use my code two-way for 40% off, and give the gift that lasts beyond the holidays. It carries into a cozy new year. That's right. Everything on the site right now, 40% off. Go to CozyEarth.com. I'd get the bubble cuddle blanket. If you're on there and you're buying other stuff, just add it to the basket. Get the bubble cuddle blanket, please. They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.